We join the super legit crew before the show as we talk about our friends and family's reactions to the show.
That actually happened Thursday. We have a new guy that is in shipping and receiving, and he was like, "Oh, I heard you do like comedy, huh? You should probably start a podcast." And I was like, "Hey, actually, I do have a podcast." He's like, "Word, you do?" I was like, "Listen to this episode." And he started with the Eric Price episode, and he's just working his way back. He's fucking he's throwing old bits at me that I have to remember that we did.
Yeah, that's
he's like, "Hey man, like the floor goes up, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, the floor goes up." Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I have the only person who has ever apparently listened to our podcast and admitted not liking it was my mother.
Yeah.
I think she said she listened to one episode once and was like, it didn't work for me. And I was like, that's fine. You don't have to listen to the podcast.
Thanks,
that's fine.
Mom.
Please.
My
please
mom
don't
did the same
podcast.
thing, I think, after episode 2. She said,
yeah.
it was really crass.
Yeah. Moms are great for that.
That's what we want, yeah.
I was talking to my boss, Nick, and he's like, "I really like listening to your show when I'm running." And I said, "Oh, that's interesting." He goes, "Can't listen to it at the house." And I go, "Okay, why?" And he goes, he has a shop in his, like a little workshop in the garage. He was like, "I was listening to in the shop," and he goes, "Your scene with Fuckatron, was it?" I said, "Yeah, Fuckatron 3000." He was like, "Yeah, like my wife walked in on that scene and she judged me for it. So I like your show, but I don't listen to it at the house." I said, "Oh, so it's a
that's fair."
So I said,
that's fair.
So it's a guilty pleasure, is what you're saying." He goes, "I guess, sure." I was like, "Hey, just as long as while you're running, I'll take it."
Much like Fuckatron itself, a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, my parents saw me do one improv show when I was in college. And in that show, I played a testicle in a church. So it was like, all right, and now you guys are free from ever having watched this.
Yeah.
I want to see that scene. So
Old
bad.
Lefty, he was great.
It's the Super Legit Podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Jarrett Lennon Kaufman, and let's see who we have on this week's episode. We've got Josh Spence.
Hi.
We have Chris Sanders.
I'm happy to be here.
We have Sean Michael Boozer.
Same.
We have Chris Compton.
Let's just do this.
We've got Jen Burton.
I feel neutral. I could go either way.
And we don't have Michael Heiman this week. Oh, no.
Yeah!
Oh, so I will have to be my own co-host for this episode.
Oh,
Yep, that's how it works.
Seconded.
From now on,
No.
season 2.
I think that's the way to go.
All right.
That's the way to go.
So let's.
Are you sure?
I am definitely sure that
Okay.
that's how this show works now.
Okay.
All right. Our question for this week is submitted by
It should be said by a co-host.
listener Cadillac McGee. The question is, what's a time you most wanted to act out the Homer Simpson backing into the bushes meme? Don't know if that's how Michael Heiman said it, but it is how I say it as Michael Heiman.
And if you're listening, we are playing a GIF of it.
Yes. Yeah. It's just looping throughout the entire episode.
Does it have to be one time, or can it be a recurring instance?
Like the looping GIF? Absolutely. Yes.
You know what? Anytime I think I have a brilliant ass idea to start a scene either on stage or on a podcast, and I go out there guns blazing thinking I'm a GD genius, and it is quiet, like uncomfortably quiet for 30 seconds after, and then I have to wait for some poor soul to hop onto my premise that I did not convey as nearly as brilliant as I thought in my head that I had
What's
rehearsed.
great, of course, is for you, it's 30 seconds. For us, it's a maximum of 2 seconds because you are surrounded by
It's like
very
5
supportive
minutes,
people
Jet.
who are like,
I'm
going to
pretty
make
sure
this
the
work.
editing has been like 10 minutes of space. Like albums have been recorded between the end of my premise and somebody supporting me and making it better. Like
Yeah,
right
there
now.
it is. There it is. Yep. Yep. You hit it. Yep.
I'm melting. I'm melting.
Don't be melty.
What a world.
I just want to
Yes,
clarify, because we said this kind of earlier, that this doesn't necessarily mean
No,
your most
you're right.
embarrassing moment, but a moment when you wanted to not be in the situation anymore,
Yeah.
whatever it is, in a way that, because it made you feel uncomfortable, in a way that felt
Maybe something you walked in on, maybe something that developed around you.
or saw or ended up in a situation
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was,
like you're in that
yeah.
moment, you realize I would rather melt into the wall and not be seen here and not have to experience the thing that is happening in this situation.
Yes.
So yes, could be your personal shame, probably something happening around you.
Well, I have one, but I
I
feel
got
like
one
I
too,
don't know if
yeah.
I want to. You go ahead, Josh, because mine is. I think we have to wrap up.
Jen, you go take notes on the side, see if you can structure this answer.
Okay. I remember this very vividly. The first time I saw my dad ugly cry.
Oh, that's good. I mean, not, but this is a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer, yeah.
But he's and I've inherited this gene where I'm one of those ugly criers where like you lose your breath as you're crying. So when you're trying to talk, like words are missing because there's no breath to push out the words. Like he went to sorry about this. He went to his 20th high school reunion, and he came back and he was getting like misty eyed about how much older everybody was, and then he started like really lathering himself up, and he was like, "They're dead. They're all fucking dead, man. It's all happening. It happened. We're all dead." And I'm just like, this is too much. And I was like,
that is like
14?
one of those moments where like every couch should have a like Top Gun style ejector seat button.
Yes.
100%.
And the roof opens up.
Oh, that's a tough one, man. That's a like in some ways, like the moment where your parents turn into people is either a very positive moment or a very negative moment.
Right.
Depending on which person they turn into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a hard one because that's like oh, all right, well, there's no end to this.
Yeah, mine is it's a very brief thing related to this, but not about crying, but about parents. And just my stepdad. One time I walked it, they weren't having sex. It's even worse because it wasn't sex. It was fully clothed. But I walk into my mom's bedroom, and my stepdad, who I did not enjoy as a person, just this scrawny fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Was
I take that personally.
on top of her, and they were flirting fully clothed, and he was like trying to impress her by doing push-ups over her, but he was so scrawny that he can't like successfully do push-ups.
Knees down.
You're right. Wait, that is worse than sex.
Was your stepdad 15 years old? What the hell was he doing?
So I backed out. They never knew I was there.
Super!
It's okay. I believe you. You can stop. I can see that you can do a push-up. That's really good. Your face is so close to my face.
Oh, I almost got that one. Come on, just give me.
I just don't. I can't. And actually, you're not even really doing a push-up because your face keeps just landing on top of my face. I don't think you can. You're actually crushing my lower half, and I'm not enjoying this.
Just push on my shoulders a little bit and help me out. Just spot me. Come on, just
I'm pushing as hard as I can. Oh God,
okay,
my leg is trapped.
I'm just gonna rest fully on you just for a little bit.
I cannot breathe like this. I can't. We cannot maintain this. This is not sexual in
all
any
right,
way,
all right.
shape, or form.
I'm gonna. Oh God. I'm gonna.
That was
all right.
horrible.
So I tried, honey.
I don't want to see you anymore.
But it's what I didn't cut off an old lady at the self checkout or anything.
So, Jet, I have a question for you on this.
It's a long callback right there. Yes.
Do you think so it's Homer Simpson backing away, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the main cause of him backing away? Is it embarrassment or like, what do you think that base emotion is that causes the retreat?
In my mind, and of course, this was submitted by Cadillac McGee and not written by me.
What up, cats?
This absolutely is I am seeing something and I am in the middle of something. I'll give an example, and I have to be Jen Burton in this one and carefully rewrite this. So that
I'm sorry. I'm going to time out.
Great.
Yes.
I'm going to time out you before you continue with your story.
Great.
I'm sorry.
Please.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Is it the shame for them or is it your shame?
Splashback shame. I think it's
okay.
Yeah.
I think it could be either. Don't
It could be either.
I think it could be
absolutely.
either.
A little from column A, a little from column
whatever
B.
you want it to be.
In that episode, in that episode, he was backing away from someone else's shame.
I think so, but I honestly don't. No.
If I remember, it's like he's coming out to like do something awesome, and then Flanders is doing something more awesome, and he just backs away.
Chris Compton, our resident
There you go.
Simpsons
Yeah,
expert,
the
has
context
something.
I think I see it most online.
This is
which
the
is
training
when it's
I had
picked
all
up
through college.
is the I don't want to be here anymore watching this. So I feel like that's the internet context for it, so more than it is the original context. So I'll give an example that I will edit carefully. I was at speaking of reunions, I was at a reunion photo shoot for an old TV show many years back. I'm not going to say.
Attaboy.
Yep. And let me say, like, the cast of the show.
It was the Zapruder film.
Cast of that show is incredible and full of heavy hitters. And there was one person who was like really famous even long before the show, who like I was really cool to get to sit next to this person and chat with them and connect with them, and like everything was really great, like having a great time catching up with all these people. And at one point, they're taking all these photographs, and the wardrobe person comes up and asks this person sitting next to me if they can change their shirt. The shirt that they had on was striped. And I'm instantly recognizing, because I've been filming things my entire life, that stripes are hard for cameras. And clearly what was being asked for was the photographer was asking for it to be changed because I'm sure it was causing a moire effect or whatever. And this person next to me starts litting into the wardrobe person about who are they to tell this person what they can and can't wear and shouldn't wear. And, are you my personal dresser now? You get to tell me what my sense of style is, and so on. And I and one other actor who are both sitting next to this person are both we were just having a great conversation with this person, and now the two of us are just staring into each other's eyes wide-eyed and going, I want to scoot over here as far away from this as possible. It was painful, and I was like, yes, can I switch seats with any less entitled person on the set? Because all of them were less entitled than that person in that moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep. So that to me is an example of I totally wanted to disappear into the bushes because of that splashback of watching this awfulness occur next to me.
Now, did you say anything in that moment?
No, I think I think it was pure shock. Because I did actually want to, because I wanted to point out, like, the logic of this is like, no, this isn't, this is clearly the photographer needs this for the photo shoot to go well. I wanted so badly to explain that, but what actually happened was just catatonic state of what the fuck is happening next to me. It was not fun. So that's my example of how I see this meme playing out.
You didn't want to lean over and just be like very quietly, be like, it's the moire effect.
Right. Oh, I wanted
to. Is it the moire? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, moire. Yeah.
Well, like there's that, like, when somebody's like just violates the social contract, and like no one is supposed to behave that way or talk that way to anyone because we're all human beings. But it does like set off like particularly if you've been in a lot of chaotic situations in your life, there's this moment of like, well, now anything can happen. Like teens just start shooting people. Like this can go crazy. But that's often like the reaction in that moment of like that freeze is just like, well, now nothing follows the rules anymore. Everything's crazy. Like we're just gonna all start eating each other. Like this is nuts.
I got to be honest, Jet. Like I do truly like your questions every week.
Thank you, buddy.
But
they're not all mine, though. Yeah, but thank you.
Cadillac. But I'm especially fascinated with this week's question because there's good stories to pull out of, obviously, but I think there's a deeper root thing of like, how do you process shame?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it an external thing? You're backing away because I feel sorry for you?
Mm-hmm.
Or this is something that has to do with me and I'm backing away because I feel ashamed and I need to
and
extricate myself.
And you're
from
right,
this.
because in that moment, my processing of shame was to just like totally mentally withdraw from the situation. Like I couldn't process it. And I feel like that was the case for the actor sitting next to me who I was talking to as well, because they also didn't chime in. And it was just like eye contact between us of, are you seeing this and experiencing this with me? Good. So we're both not crazy in this moment.
Right.
I think that's such an important question, though, Josh, because like when you're in an uncomfortable situation where there isn't actual physical danger, but you're just so uncomfortable feeling the feeling you're feeling.
Right.
That is like such a interesting way to point it out, because that happens all the time to people where something embarrassing happens, or like, I don't know, fill in the blank, and people don't want to be around it because they can't stand the feeling of feeling. And what is that feeling? Is it shame for them or the other people?
Right.
And that we're not willing to just be in it and be with that other person, or even like know how to make it quote unquote better. But really the bigger question is, why can't we stand just that uncomfortable feeling? It's just a feeling. Yeah. It's not going to hurt you.
I think some of that's empathy. Like, like for me, like cringe comedy is my least favorite thing in the world, because as I've gotten older,
same.
I feel the
older
way.
I get, the more I just like totally empathize with that person and that situation. And
cringing is
like,
not fun to me. Right.
And so like for me, like that's where it often is you just like, I am so like, you have no idea how much, like, you don't know how embarrassed you are for you. One of us has to feel embarrassed, and you're not doing it. So I have to feel embarrassed for you right now.
There's also like, you don't know how to behave in the situation, because when we're with other people, we have all these cues about what we're supposed to do in certain situations. Like, oh, you're supposed to make them feel better, or you're joining them in their joy, or whatever it is, or like they're sad or whatever. And if you don't know what to do, that can be really uncomfortable. Do you guys want to hear mine?
Yes.
Please.
Or if you're interested.
Yes.
I think we're ready now. So a long time, many, many, many years ago, I was in my 20s. A friend of mine who was slightly older than me got married, and I was in her wedding party. And this is not like secret or anything. I mean, it wasn't like, this is just what happened at her. So she had a bachelorette party, and at some point, like, she got a limo, and we were in the limo for a while, and it was like me. I mean, I knew this person from college, and there were a bunch of other girls, maybe like 10 of us. It was a big bachelorette thing, maybe 10 to 12. So the bride proceeds to get pretty drunk, as they do on a bachelorette party night, and she decides that she wants to go to Jumbo's clown room.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Because it's
I
Jumbo's
don't know why
clown
she
room.
wanted to go there. I had never been there before. I didn't know what it was. I had no clue what we were doing. I thought 100% from the just sound of the name, I thought it was like my first very, I thought it was like an arcade where there was like circus things. Okay.
Yeah,
Totally
sounds-
fair assumption.
An
An
arcade
just
full of jumbos.
I just didn't know what the flip it was. And then we get there, and so they're all having fun. They think it's really funny. But there's a woman on stage who's doing things with ping pong balls.
Yo.
And I was like, I've never been in that situation.
Sure.
I'd never been in a strip club. I'd never been in anything. I didn't know how I was supposed to behave with my friends. I didn't know how I was, like, where I was supposed to look. She was very close, and they all thought it was funny. And I was so confused. I just didn't know. And I was very young, and I just wanted to just melt into the carpeting. I had no clue.
You don't want to melt into that carpet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I still, to this day, I'm like, why did we go there? I don't know. Like, these are questions that I still have to this day, that I don't know why we ended up there. And it was very confusing. And I felt very embarrassed for the woman with the ping pong balls. And I didn't know how to, like, help. And I didn't know what. I just, like, didn't know. I felt bad for women. And I felt bad for and it wasn't like sex-y. It was kind of weird, and like it just seemed more like performance art. And I was like, am I supposed to be laughing? Like I like literally truly did not know what to do or how to respond. And if there had been a animated bush, I would have backed into it and just appeared.
Depends on the kind of bush, though.
Heyo.
I also
I set myself up for that.
Now that
I
we're
understand
talking
that.
about this, being the like Jen and I knew each other when we were young, when we were
still
kids or
young.
whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Jen.
Back in my younger days, I used to enjoy a drink or two, as it were. Here's the thing. My level of what's okay is a lot different than most people's already. And introduce some drinks into that, and my level of what's okay expands into a lot of people's, this is horrible, please don't make this happen. So here's the thing. In that moment, while I'm having fun doing the thing or whatever, beautiful, great time. But then the next day, when you have a chance to think about it, or when you get those flashes of, oh, I said that, or I did that, those are the most cringe, because it's me. It's a different version of me, but it's a version of me where I'm like, I should have done that. Oh, I hope that's going to be okay with them. Like that is, for me, that's the most, I want to sink into the bushes, a la Homer Simpson.
Super.
So listen, Camille, I know, second dates are often, it's a make or break scenario because the third date of what it implies. And obviously it's different from the first date because I try to be on my best behavior and I can't keep up that facade for so long. So this is just the real me trying to tell you that because the other me, second date me, do you want to apologize for what happened last night?
So here's the thing. Camille, was it? Is it
It's
Camille?
Camille.
Cammy? Can I call you Cammy?
Let's slow down, but okay, if you want to call her.
All right. Listen, Sea-Dog. Here's the thing. So like, I like Long Island iced teas. It's not my fault that we hit the place during happy hour. So, I don't know how you're gonna hold me accountable to stuff that I barely remember.
And see,
but,
Camille, I want you to also know that I initially thought, a happy hour, it's a free, like, fun, flowing exchange. I thought it'd be an open, like, there's a lot of people there. I thought it'd be an open and fun thing to do. I didn't realize that second date me would see the avenues that he saw. So just putting that primer on there.
All right, I'm just saying, listen, Cammy, Sea-Dog,
Camille?
here's the thing.
Okay.
We're cool, right? So here's the thing. Like, if they didn't really want you to pee openly on the streets, there'd be more signs or more cops. And, it's part of nature. It's what I do.
Hey, butthole guy! It's you!
Wait,
that was such a great night. Oh,
I'm sorry,
man.
Camille, 1 second.
I have
Excuse
never
me, sir.
seen that before.
Butthole guy? Can you... I'm sorry. Loop me in. What's butthole guy?
You want to explain it?
That's me.
No.
So sometimes I'm not just full of Long Island iced teas where I need to pee.
Shit.
Sometimes I'm full of happy hour nachos, and that's a different hole.
Yeah.
And again, I'm on the street. I just think it's part of nature. I got to do what I got to do. And if you have your sunroof open, who's that on? Is that on me or is that on you? It's on the car.
Camille, you haven't had a word.
You guys,
Sorry.
look, first of all, I just woke up, and I need you to get off of my property.
You know what? That's my fault,
if you
actually, because
could
my
just-
overwhelming anxiety needs to explain for...
Cammy, I
This
fucking knew
maybe
you
isn't
weren't
the
going to be
moment
cool
for me.
about this.
Look, butthole guy, you have a great time. I'm gonna back into these bushes. All right, I'm out.
You know what? See, Tammy, you're already making me lose friends I just met.
I just
You know
don't
what? that's
know
not
why
cool.
you're
Right
both
for each-
here at the same time. It's so upsetting to see you both at the same time after such a horrible night.
Well, wait a second. That's not fair. I'm coming here to apologize for things that second date me may have done. I think this
You
should be...
both showed me your buttholes.
You know what?
I
don't
was
need you
being
speaking
supportive.
For me.
I didn't
don't-
want to see either one of them. It wasn't even a sexual moment. I was getting
Well, who's that on? That
some
you think a butthole
LaCroix
has to
from
be
the
sexual?
fridge, and
Sometimes a butthole is just a butthole.
Thank you,
sister.
Second Date Me.
All right?
Second Date Me actually does have a
Jesus.
point here. I'm sorry about that, Second Date Me.
She's sexualizing our butthole. That's what, dude. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, you know what? That was
but first date you also showed me your butthole, and you have your pants off now, and you're also just currently
It's anecdotal.
showing your
It's
butthole. And we aren't
anecdotal.
even on a date.
So you want to have a third date then?
I guess pick me up at 8.
Legit.
Sorry, I was confused about
Yep,
for a while.
yep.
I was like, "Are you Camille?" I didn't understand, but now I got it in.
I got very excited with the toy that I laid out. Sorry.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
in context either. Yeah.
Bring back butthole guy.
Oh, I'm back into the bushes yet again.
So, do you think maybe, Chris Sanders, do you think maybe your mom might appreciate this episode much better because it's so much cleaner?
Oh, I'm not sure that
bleep things
pre-show
out.
conversation's ending up in this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was part of the show. I can't tell.
Who knows anymore?
I do think this is also interesting to kind of come up with scenes with, because I think when you're in that, the premise of the question that we initially asked,
Yeah.
I think is such a heightened emotion anyways, right? And with what we do is we kind of heighten up anyways. But if you start at 9 or 10, you know what I mean? Like, it's a quick tagline.
So, like, I'm sitting here trying to think of that moment, and the only version of it I can think of is the exact opposite happening.
Oh, nice.
Which is
Wait, were you lean into the moment?
so I was a giant animated green bush.
See, he feels the shame. He doesn't feel shameful.
I am the shame.
Oh, that's right. You were raised Catholic too. Good for you. Cheers.
No, this is so like it's like heightened emotional moment. So this is right after my mom has died, like in the hospital, and we're in the waiting room. Like we've just left the room. Like it's like that level of heightened emotion. And we're sitting there in the waiting room, and it's me, my brother, my sister, my dad, and my aunt Edith is there. And she's like kind of like the one looking out for everybody, taking care of everybody. And so the only people in this waiting room are us. And then there's another family who someone has just died. But we're all kind of sitting there shell-shocked. And they are having a knockdown, drag-out argument over who's going to pay for what at the funeral.
Oh.
And this is like, this is not the, like, you know, the cemetery waiting room. This is the ICU waiting room. So this just became a conversation about funeral seconds ago. And it is the most redneck conversation you have ever heard in your entire life. And like my Aunt Edith is like just getting more and more indignant and just like getting angrier and angrier. And then me and my sister and brother are about to die fucking laughing. Because like this is a terrible moment where this is the worst moment in the world. Like, why wouldn't you want this going on? Like, why wouldn't you want to like witness that and go like, guys, we're okay. We're all right. Like there's a whole nother world out here we could be living, and it is the redneckest thing you can possibly imagine. And that was like I didn't want to leave that situation. I wanted to be in that I wanted to like come in. I'm like, can I take notes, guys? Can I just record this? Are you okay? So yeah, like it was like the exact opposite of like wanting to leave. Like I just wanted to commit to their awkward moment so much because they were so free with it too. Like they did not care that this was like not just public, but like the worst public. Like, you know, this is like getting into a fight at somebody else's funeral. Like,
yeah, that's wow. I think also a big, at least fall into the bushes and not wanting to exist moment. I like to pay for things ahead of time because I've been in the situation where your card has been denied after, you know, having a meal. There's like no other way to pay it. Has that happened to anybody?
Oh, that one of my first dates with my wife, we went to Tom Bergen's and I kept the date going until just after midnight because I knew direct deposit was coming in. And when the date started, like this was a crime happening. But if we can make it to midnight, I can seem like a human being. So yeah, I'm with you.
So dig this, listeners. In case you didn't know, I'm a reforming big man, but this is on the upswing of becoming a big man. I was there was a place in Simi Valley where I would go to their Asian buffet all the time. Tons of food, cheap cost. I would go there a couple times a week. And it was like a Friday, and I was waiting for like the check to drop, and I was like, "Oh, it's going to drop at this time. I'm going to go get lunch." So I went there for lunch, and had lunch. And the time came, and they swiped. They went to swipe my card, and they're like, "Hey, it's been declined. Do you know?" I don't know what's going on. Try it again. They tried it like 3 times. Nothing had happened. I checked my account. There's money in the account. I said, "Miss, I don't know what's going on. There's money in the account. I can show you." She goes, "You've been here a couple of times this week. Maybe they think it's fraudulent activity." I said, "Okay, this means I'll take a break from coming here. Just give me some more time." Like I had to sit for like 40 more minutes, and then it finally, yeah.
Oh
and,
man, so your dignity card was also declined.
It was cut. They brought out the scissors and just
Super.
Hey, honey, good news. We don't need to go to the marriage therapist anymore. We're good. We're solid.
We're good now?
Yeah, because you know how I tried to bang your sister?
I remember that very, very well, yes.
All right, well, check this out. I was talking with one of the dudes at work, and he tried to bang his own sister. So, in comparison, we're good.
Okay. I have questions, but I don't know which one to start with.
In my defense, my sister was really hot at the time.
I brought him by, honey, just in case you
I
wanted.
have I have more questions. I can't believe I'm starting with this one at this point, but are you saying your sister's not hot anymore? Because that's what I'm getting off of this. And I'm sorry, I don't know why my mind wants to answer that question first, but it is fixated on it now.
She's had a couple children at this point, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that good answer.
No, it's not. Oh my God, the misogyny here. Holy shit.
It was a complete answer. You get where he's coming from, right? He didn't say yes or no. He just gave you the explanation.
I would have had to first get how he got to where he was to then understand where he's coming from. And I can't get all the way there.
Well, you must be an only child.
I am? Yes. What does that have to do? What?
Yeah, you never been tempted.
You're saying that if I had siblings, I would understand what it's like to want to bang my brother?
If you had a hot brother, yeah.
Whoa, I'm confused because who did I try and bang then? Because I thought it was your sister.
Wait, this is the same... Okay, all right, hold on a second.
This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful car.
My God, what have I done?
Same as it's ever been.
Legit.
Same as it ever was.
Oh, wow, I lost
It's that kind of podcast. That kind of podcast.
This is the Talking Heads
This one
jukebox
needs-
musical, by the way, that I want to see.
Jen thought she was tired going into this episode.
Explicit
This ain't no disco.
rating.
Oh man.
This ain't no party.
I think I need to be saved by a sponsor after that snafu. I know Michael Heiman's not here to present our sponsor this week, but I think we still have a recording of it.
We do. And Heiman knew he was going to miss this week, and he sent me the recording of the ad.
Oh, that's great.
That
That
we
is
already
awesome.
had, I guess.
All right. No, I appreciate him lining this up and you for presenting it.
Ladies, are you feeling it? I'm feeling it. I know you want to feel it too. What am I talking about? Heiman. Michael, that's me, Michael Heiman. And you are probably looking for a date because you're a lady. And ladies, if you need a date, you need to date me, Michael Heiman. You heard me. I'm serious. I'm Michael Heiman, and I need a date with a lady. Seriously, ask yourself, what's the risk? I love cats. Cats love me. So if you date Michael Heiman and you come over and we smooch on the couch, but it doesn't end up really going anywhere and you're not that comfortable, you can just cuddle with my cats. And at least somebody's gonna get some pussy that night. With me, Michael Heiman, when you date me. Come on. What are you waiting for? You know what? Here's my phone number. 818-867-5309.
Wow.
Legend.
Oh boy. I thought it was weird that we got the payment from Michael Heiman, but I assumed he was forwarding the payment from whoever the sponsor was, and I didn't ask questions. That clarifies that one real well.
Yeah.
That is an all-timer right there.
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh, well, I hope the ladies are listening and call that number. Great.
We were
I feel
just
like backing into the bushes right
I'm
now. Yeah.
sure.
How does it feel? Because that you had some Josh right there.
Yeah, I did. I experienced a Josh respect moment to go way back in time.
I forgot about that bit.
Yeah.
It's funny that I guess it shows how many listeners we have since they're also
Yeah.
doing that all
It's like
the time.
A season 0.2 reference. Yeah. Wow. What else have we got here? Because I feel like these moments hit us a lot. Absolutely. Those incredibly awkward moments that you desperately want to be out of, like explaining it, the premise that we've already had throughout the entire episode, and just realizing I'm over explaining it.
I think it's interesting. I think there's a little bit of reticence to share them because they're so traumatic.
Uh-huh.
I also think that those tend to have scarred us more. We've learned more from those lessons than like the joys of life. Like,
Yeah, which is normal.
like I had so much more like to mind with on this one than like, hey, tell us about something good that happened.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Well, what some of mine that come to mind right away are the ones that are more based in like me being ashamed of myself in that moment, and it's the being a naive white person growing up in America. It's the several black friends and acquaintances that I had that me slipping up and saying something fucking stupid and casually racist, and them educating me in that moment was like I didn't back into the bushes because I needed to be like schooled, but it's also like it doesn't, like the friendship isn't the same after that, or the acquaintanceship isn't the same after that point, and it sucks that that's just where our society is, that our white people's social education is on the shoulders of people of color when it's not their fucking responsibility. And that's part of the like shame in those moments is like, I shouldn't have even ended up in this point, but I did because I'm an idiot.
You know, as a person that has educated people from time to time and stuff, and dude, I do it as gently as possible because I know, I understand. But the part that kills me is when they fire back immediately. Well, I never knew that. I didn't learn that. And I'm like, well, dude, here's the thing. I went to the same schools you went to. I learned this on my own. I was out there, like whether it be something historical or whether it be something society-wise. Like, dude, you don't get a free pass just because, if you're going to be open to that, be open to listening and not like defending yourself immediately.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And here's something. This is kind of related, but not really. I actually enjoy those moments of uncomfortability.
Yes.
Uncomfortableness.
Yes.
Do you remember back in the good old days, this is probably 10, 15 years ago, when you used to go into court for jury duty, and when they were choosing you, you'd say your name and your occupation and your marital status, right? And, I'm on the thing, and the judge asked me to say my name and my occupation and my marital status, And I say, state your name, Sean Michael Boozer. Your marital, state your occupation. I'm like actor. And she's like, state your marital status. And I do a slow with one eyebrow raised, left to right pan of the room, and I'm like, single. Zero response from anybody.
Right.
Dude, like nobody even was like, come on, dude, quit being an idiot. Like there was dude, it made it so funny to me that everybody ignored that just happened. It was so wonderfully
it's
awkward.
Funny you mention like the awkward stuff too, like because one of the things that I find amusing about you specifically is the places you lean into the awkwardness and creating the awkwardness. And I've got a perfect example of this. And I feel like, we talked into like, Sanders on like race relations and everything. And this one's come up because I feel like I've learned this from, say, women have talked about how so much of their lives is managing men's emotions and comfort around them. And it's like they have to constantly watch themselves to make sure that men feel okay with themselves emotionally so that nothing is triggered. And I have heard from Black people that so much of their lives is making white people feel comfortable and safe around them. And I have on multiple times seen you, Shawn Michael, lean into the exact opposite of that, including the very first time we ever met. Josh and I were co-running Revolution Theater, and you were with a team, I want to say, was it Black by Popular Demand?
Yep.
Yes, it probably was,
yes. So the team showed up, and you showed up as a group, and I saw the group of you go in and check out the stage and like look around at the lights and everything. So it was very clear what was going on. And then I'm sitting in the lobby, and you come back in, and we introduce ourselves to each other and chat for a moment. And I asked you, so you're with Black by Popular Demand, and your immediate response was, "Whoa, dude, that's racist."
I can totally hear that.
And of course,
exactly.
I have that half moment of wanting to back into the bushes of, holy shit, does he really think I'm racist? Before I realize you're just fucking with me. But like and I've seen you've done that with multiple people and with me too. And it's like, you just lean into I don't need to make you comfortable. I need to have fun.
Man, SMB Me Too Jet.
Yes. But I love that moment. I love the fact that you do that.
Thank you. I can't help being a jackass.
Jet and I had to talk about it at the end of the night. We had tacos.
Yeah. No, I had a therapy session with him about it.
He
Does he really think I'm racist?
I was like, no, we'll book him again. They were great. He goes, I don't think they will. I think I set a wrong standard for this new theater.
I think I burned us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done for. I said, I think you're fine. He goes, no, we're not.
No, it's going to be in the papers tomorrow. It's like, the Revolution Theater is racist. It's like, it's
I was
over,
like,
man. It's
dude,
over.
In 8
Game
years,
over,
we're gonna talk about this on a podcast, and it'll be fine.
And I was like, what's a podcast?
Yeah.
You're a podcast.
You know what I love is like when people say things with a straight face and you're not sure if they're fucking with you. The first day Sanders came into Geffen with that program, I'm like, hey man, how you doing? Good to see you. He's like, and he looks me straight in the eye and goes, I expect preferential treatment throughout. In front of all these other people that have no idea who he and I are to each other. It was awesome.
Yeah. I did do that.
Yeah, I love that uncomfortable. When people are awkward and weird,
But
there's something beautiful about
counterintuitively, it actually relieves tension.
Oh yeah.
That's the funny part about it. Is that like if you're making a bit right away that people understand as a bit about the thing that is the most untouchable in terms of a topic, it's like the greatest gift in the world because it just relieves tension in a good way, I think.
And it's a good filter because like the person who runs screaming from the room in that moment was somebody you did not want to spend a lot of time with.
Jen, I always wondered why you would, every meeting I've ever been to with Jen pops in, the first thing she goes, hey, what's up, my N-words? Just to leave all that tension. I always wondered why you did that.
Not what I meant at all.
She does it in the most respectful way possible.
Penis.
You didn't say it.
I do enter rooms that way, though. That's true.
Hey, super. All right, everybody, have a seat. I just want to get this board meeting in action. First, though, I wanted to let you all know that I am fucking rich.
That seems unnecessary and gratuitous. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
Just like you're throwing it all in our faces.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I make a lot more money than all of the rest of you do as the CEO of the company, and I own 64% of the company. So check out my parking space out front.
Yeah, we get it. We do get it.
This seems like a scene out of Glenn Ross, and I'd like some coffee. I think we all deserve coffee
Okay,
here. So
all right.
Can we not do this?
We'll get the person in here. Hey, garçon, coffee for everyone.
No,
this is my personal coffee guy.
I didn't literally mean the I was. Have you not seen Glenn? It doesn't matter. What I'm just saying is
Hello?
maybe.
Hello?
There we go.
I bring coffee for anyone who want to drink coffee.
There we go.
My name is Pierre, but he calls me Garçon.
I think it's funny.
Because
Yeah.
he is an asshole.
That's right.
Yeah,
This guy knows me.
Yeah.
This guy
Okay.
knows me. Absolutely.
All right.
Yep. I love to run into the racial humor. Garçon. Yep. It's good stuff. Hey, just serve all these people whatever they want, as long as it's not too expensive. The budget comes out of marketing. So, great. Listen, by the way, I got to leave early. Just make sure you all know, because I've got to head to my private club for tea time. That's a golf thing. It's not actual tea. I'm not sure if you all golf, but it's the time that we tee off, which is when you hit the ball. You know the ball. You know. The ball?
we actually, sir, we should let you know that we all do know how to read, and we do live in the real world. You don't need to talk down to us.
We're rich enough to have seen Caddyshack on TBS.
Don't know what any of those things are, but good for you. Good for you. All right, and then after
can I
that,
get
I
a
gotta
French
go
roast,
pick
please?
out my new yacht. So yeah, time's a ticket. Yep. Anyway, subject of the meeting: how can we make more money? For me.
I don't know that. I think I speak for the entire board when I say I don't know that we're all interested in that specifically.
I mean,
we're interested in making money, but not specifically money. Just for
36% of it's gonna work its way to you guys too, so that's not so bad.
We've already found out that trickle down does not work. Thanks, Reagan. But
whoa!
it's not a real
Who
thing.
told you?
The economy from the last 30 years.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that I took a gander at your whiteboard of plans regarding this conversation, and I don't think myself or the rest of the crew will work for quote unquote less monies.
But more coffee.
That's right. Yes.
Un café.
You missed the comma after it. Less monies, comma, more coffee. Who doesn't love more coffee?
I would like to say that we are not a whiteboard because I am here.
Oh,
so,
I'm sorry.
so
I'll carry that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, forgot about the token. Got it.
Oh, you don't have to call him that. Okay.
Wow.
No, it's funny. It's a thing we do, right? Right? Yeah, it's a thing we do. Yeah, he appreciates it.
Yeah, sorry, I have to say that makes us all a bit uncomfortable. Like how you put right, question mark in our DEI statement. That like I felt like that really undercut what we were trying to communicate as a board.
I for one feel very, very litigious right now. And so
Okay.
I'm gonna need to have some sort of amends made.
Oh, wow. I was gonna call you articulate, but I'm gonna back off of that one now. Right? Am I right? Right?
Oh.
Who's with me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like the second season of Succession is not as good as the first one. I mean, what did you think, honey?
I kind of like it.
It just kind of went all over the place. I mean, like, why was that Garcon guy there? That was such a weird character. He didn't add anything.
He feels like maybe it's the replacement for Cousin Greg.
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Even the actor, he looks the same.
Yeah, he's gonna grow on us as we watch. I think.
You like it? You like what's happening here?
Yeah, it's gonna end up being a coffee empire at the end.
Oh,
like Garcon's gonna end up with everything.
You really think he's okay? But we have to agree the fact it's just like, I mean, where the old show, it's like, I mean, where's the family element? It's like there's 3 guys in the conference room. They're all kind of mad. Like, I'm having trouble following this.
Oh, I
story.
thought the board was all related except for the one black guy.
Really? I mean,
Yeah, I think he was the one black friend.
Listen, Token, I wanna make you
Again, my name is not Token. It's Eric.
Yeah, please stop referring to him as Token. This isn't 30 Rock. What you're looking at is like 3 mad men. If anything, we're mad men.
okay, but see, look, I'm just going to pause it for a second. Why? Okay, first of all, it's supposed to be set in modern times, but like this kind of like weird casual racism and like just like the language around it, it just feels like very 20 years ago. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna take it anymore. See, I'm getting out of here. This is gonna be a hostile takeover. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about all of the awkward things I said. Everything. I don't want to lose my percentage.
Well, meet my mouthpiece here, Eric. Tell him. He's my attorney.
And here's my attorney.
I told you AI was going to change the industry.
Oh my God, you're so right. That's what it is. An AI wrote this.
Yeah. And
This
you
is-
really, whatever you want to happen, you just plug it in. You just
really?
type in the prompt and then it'll just happen, whatever.
See, this is not my beautiful house. See, this is not my beautiful home. Where did I get here?
I typed in James Stewart and the Talking Heads.
Yeah.
And look
That's-
what happened. Oh my God.
That's how it works. Go ahead, try another one. Just see what
Okay,
happens.
Let's just well, what
Just
do you
word
want to see?
associate. Word or
Okay,
idea associate. 2 of
um,
your favorite things. Favorite album.
Okay,
Oh,
favorite
gosh.
album is let's see. God, I can't think.
Okay, just an object.
Okay, just an old shoe.
Okay, an old shoe, and
Okay.
now first celebrity that pops in your head.
Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, an old shoe and Jennifer Lopez. Oh, those things don't seem too different.
No, they're all right. Let's see what happens.
Well, listen here. I'm just a gumshoe, Jenny, but it seems like we're paired together in this detective thing.
Let's work around this block.
Yeah, I like.
Okay, that wasn't as good.
No, it wasn't. The computer had a little trouble loading that.
Yeah, that was not as good. Well, what's your favorite album?
Oh,
I'll put in-
I'm a big grunge fan now. Bush 16 Stone.
Ooh, Bush 16 Stone. Had never
Yeah.
heard of it. Okay, I'll put in Bush 16 Stone, and then let's put in what's a good like an Arnold?
cute, silly hat.
Schwarzenegger's? A cute silly hat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bush.
Yeah.
Bush. What is it?
Bush 16 Stone. How about Arnold Schwarzenegger wearing a cute, silly hat, sitting on a 16 stone?
And a bush.
I got a machine head.
Yes, I get it. You're a Terminator.
Hasta la vista, baby. It's all these little things. All these little things.
Look, we need to get you out of this biker suit. Let's try this little hat. It has an L and an A on it, and it's blue, and it'll look good.
Oh, look at me. I'm a little hat. Put me on.
I'm feeling everything zen right now. This
I'm
is
cupping your
working
skull.
for me. Your parents are
I'm-
dead.
Now I get why Gwen Stefani got rid of Gavin Rossdale.
I do too. Really well, actually. That totally makes sense. I'm gonna put in what if Succession was a Disney movie?
Love it.
Let's push play on that. Disneyfy Succession.
I run this company, and you'll do whatever I say, or I'll take your voice from you.
Getting money, making more money. It's a circle of capitalism. Making money, growing money. It's a cycle of capitalism.
Oh, that was definitely Disney. Those birds behind him spelled out anal.
Yeah, I saw that, which is amazing because that ties into the second episode that we watched last week.
Yeah,
Maybe we should just watch Seinfeld.
I'm into that.
Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum.
What's the deal with watching TV?
Legit.
Oh, there were a few moments in there where I really wanted that bush behind me.
Right, yeah.
Speaking of bush.
You know, it's funny how you apologized for what you said to Sean Michael Boozer all those years ago, and then yet you went to that same joke again in the scene. Kind of weird.
Wow.
Kind of weird, Jet. Kind of weird.
No growth. Just no growth on my part. It's all fake. It's all fake.
Did I end the show on a bad note?
Truth.
Now I feel
Truth
shame.
is never bad.
I don't know, Shawn Michael. Can you make the white people feel comfortable? Or that's not one of your skills.
I'm slowly fading into the grass as we talk now. Fading.
Wait, did you get so embarrassed you died? You went into the grass instead of the bushes?
Yeah, that's right. I died.
Yeah, that's just death, by the way. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I die a lot.
Well, the grass was extra tall because his gardener hasn't been by.
Right, yeah.
And because of the nuclear facility.
Are we just mapping everyone on The Simpsons now?
Trying to think of any others, but I don't know. Like, I feel like there's like just a fine line between like I did have once. Okay, I can think of one other one that's goofy. I know we don't have a lot of time.
All the time in the world.
This
End the show with it. Let's do
long time ago. Once again, I got rollerblades. That's how long ago it was, and
2 weeks ago.
I was trying to figure out how to use them, and I put them on my feet. And I got onto the sidewalk.
That's a good start.
And
Yeah,
I
man.
was like,
You know what you're doing so far.
I don't know if you've seen a sidewalk in Los Angeles, but they're pretty bad.
Oh, yes.
And I was approaching a curb that did not have a slope downward. And I was like, okay, I can confidently leap off of this curb with these rollerblades I just put on. And immediately just did the most comical faceplant in the history of the world. Like, I fell directly on my face, but that was not the part that made me want to go into a bush. On a porch right on the corner were a bunch of people who I think under normal circumstances would not have laughed so hard out loud. They were nice people, and they did ask me but they burst into such laughter at my fall. Mm-hmm. And they were concerned about me and were saying, "Are you okay?" But they were crying, laughing. They couldn't. It was that kind of like heaving because it was such a comic. I'm not doing justice with words, but it was really embarrassing, and I wanted to die.
Oh, are we telling I wanted to die joke? Oh, I got one. Yeah,
I don't know. It was really embarrassing.
Well, I was gonna say, like, did them laughing that hard, like, sort of make it easier in a way, like?
No, I hated them.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I was
I'm with you, yeah.
I wanted them to just disappear. I wanted to to die or for them to die. Either one. It was just like, because also I was really young again. It was another like story where you think like your young self matters, and you just don't. Like, if I did it now, I'd be like, yeah.
Right.
Whatever. I feel, Anyway.
If you did it now, I think people would be very concerned. Did that woman just break a hip? Is she okay?
Thanks, Shawn Michael.
Well,
thanks a lot.
If we're talking about people laughing at you, I went on a date.
Wait,
once.
which one of us are you laughing at?
Myself.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I thought we went to a bar to hang out, and I thought the night was going pretty good. And I leaned in for a smooch, and I got the cheek. It was not happening. Which, okay, fine. But as soon as I got the cheek and my head was pulling back, two guys went, "Oh, she said no, dog. What?"
That is 100% the same people who are on that board.
Yes.
I'm fucking melted, man.
Oh, that's rough.
And on that moment of complete lack of support for the people around you, we bring this episode of the Super Legit Podcast to a close. Thank you, as always, to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted by me, Jet Kaufman, edited by me and Chris Sanders, and co-hosted by me, Jet Kaufman. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you're loving what we're doing, pause the show real quick and write a 5-star review before you close the app, and tell a friend about us. And if you want to submit your own question for the show, PM or tag us on Instagram, Facebook, or Threads, or email contact@superlegitpod.com. Tonight's regular cast included Josh Spence, Chris Sanders, Chris Compton, Sean Michael Boozer, and Jen Burton. Thank you all for joining me for another episode of this fantastic podcast. I hope this episode didn't make any of you want to back into the bushes in embarrassment.
Oh, he screwed up the ending.
Oh, shit! No!
I don't believe anything's on. Oh, my time. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh, oh,
Ladies, date me, Michael Heiman.
That was such a good impression of Michael Heiman.
Oh, that was great.
Like the spacing, like the cadence with which you deliver the words was spot fucking
When I found
on.
out Michael Heiman couldn't make this episode, and that was what I had already prepared for him, and it was like, oh shit! And then it was just like, no, wait, this could be even better, and it was.
Yeah,
That's going to be my ringtone going forward.